Hello, my name is Cheryl Ponchin. I'd like to welcome you back to the TUG 2020 Beginners LaTeX Workshop. In this lesson, I'm going to show you how to construct a LaTeX document. Okay, in order to start a LaTeX document, you have to tell it what document class that you would like to use. In the overview, I explained there were several of them. In this lesson, I'm going to use document class article. So you would begin your document by doing a / document class. And then you would be telling it what class you want in a set of braces. Here I have a set of brackets, which gives extra arguments. I have 12 point here, but you can also change the paper size to, let's say, A4. You would put comma A4. You can put many arguments in your argument section that you would wish. So then you also need use packages. So use packages are for when you typeset your document, you're going to tell it some symbols, and what it's going to do is it's now going to, when you compile it, look for those in those use packages and then produce your output. So we're going to set our first document with our title page. So the definitions work as this. There is / some name and open close brace. And inside those braces will produce in your output. There's also environments, which will start with / begin, and in a set of braces, the name of the environment, and then an end with the name of the environment. And then in between that environment, however you set your definition to be, that will show up in your output. So here we have title, author, and date. I just want to show you, I did a renew command of the baseline stretch. So something that's already has a command name, you can change it or alter it by doing a renew command. And I put 1.5, I wanted a larger spacing for the purposes of these lessons. So our first environment actually will be begin document and end document, which you need in order to do your paper. And in between here, I put a make title. So the make title is going to produce my title page. So let me say I'm using TechMaker. So here is all these different options on how to tech. And then here are your viewing options. So I will do PDF LaTeX. Since I've already done it, I can do a quick build, and quick build will produce what I need. You may be using Overleaf, which is similar. You may be using Linux, which you might be using Emacs or gedit, and either types any of your commands in a command line. So there's different ways to produce. But for these purposes, I'm going to be using this editor, and this is showing my output. So here's my title page. So now we're going to add another environment, and this environment's going to be the abstract. So / begin abstract and / end abstract. So the definition in between there is going to say center the word abstract and then give me my abstract. If you notice here, I did / large. That's just to show you that I wanted my print to be a little bit larger. So just for viewing purposes. So I'm going to do a quick build of this one here. And here's my abstract. So now I'm going to add some sections. So here is / section, and again, open close brace. So what the definition of the section is, it's going to automatically number it in Arabic numbers in sequential order, and it will boldface my text and give me a carriage return. And so I said here in this last example, there's an asterisk after the word section. That asterisk says suspend my numbering system, but give me the same properties as that definition. So if I do a quick build here, you're going to view your first section, which is numbered automatically, and your second section. And the first paragraph, if you notice, the default is not to indent, and the second paragraph and thereon are indented. You may change this if you wish by changing the definition. Now, the unnumbered one gives you the same properties, but does not number it. In this next lesson here, I'm going to show you that you can label something. So when you label it, you can reference it later on in your paper. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to do a quick build of here. And you'll notice that you don't see anything here because you're not really seeing anything. You're just labeling it for a later reference. So it's not going to show up in your output. However, what I'm going to do here is backslash label labels it, and backslash ref references it. So anyway, I'm going to process this, and you're going to see what happens. And it's referencing I have here reference first and second. So what's happening is it is going to label my first section and my second section. Since I have been already producing these numbers are now correct. I'm going to show you another example. When you do it, it will come out first with a question mark. So in this example here, I'm going to add a new section. So what's going to happen here is now this is no longer going to be section 1 or section 2. This will be 2 and 3 because I'm adding it above this section. But what's going to happen to my numbering? Is it going to be off? Well, let's see what happens. Okay, it is off right now because I've just ran it once. And if you'll notice that in this new one, I labeled this new section and I referenced it. So the first time that it sees it, it's going to give question marks because it just reads it the first time. You'll need to process your file a second time. So when I process it the second time, you're going to notice that this is fixed now. It's going to be 2 and 3, and now this is going to be 1. So that's how it works. So you need to typeset it once, and what it does is it finds it and puts it in there. But the second time that you process it, it actually places all the correct information. So you don't ever have to worry. Notice I did this labeled first and second. Well, it doesn't mean it's really the first and second. It doesn't matter what this is. All it is what produces in your output when you're finished. And this is so nice because you can add things before and after, and you never have to worry about when you refer to something if it's going to refer to the wrong section. So now I'm going to show you, you can create subsections. Basically the same thing. You're just doing backslash subsections. There's also subsections. So what I'm going to do is, and I'm out doing a paragraph and subparagraph just to show you some different formatting. So subsection, it's just going to really basically change the numbering, and it also changes the font size a little bit. And so we're in section 4 because that was the last section we were in. And since it's the first subsection, it'll be 0.1. If we have another one, it'll be 4.2 and so on. And I wanted just to show you, if you do backslash paragraph, it actually will indent it further, and subparagraph will indent it even further. You may need this to show some emphasis. So there's one more thing that I'd like to show you in this lesson, is that you can actually change the numbering system as far as what it looks like. And so what you can do is a renew command, like I did in the beginning with the baseline stretch. And I'm going to say renew command the section and make it in Roman numerals. And it will stay that way, but it will still be in sequential order unless I reset the counter. So it's going to stay in sequential order until I change it back. So I will compile this. And as you see, it stayed the same section number, but it's a Roman numeral number 5 versus versus the Arabic number. And it will stay that way until I change it back to the Arabic sectioning. I hope you enjoyed this lesson on how to compile a LaTeX document, and I hope to see you in the next lesson.